magic, taking a ride. Ironic is having a treat. I'm going to Disneyland. I'm going to Disneyland. Say it loud, yeah.
So, codes. Codes are, pretty fun. Did you guys catch all those? I don't know what it is with Disney and putting secret codes in almost everything that they make, but they really have a passion for it seems. And that passion extends, of course, to the theme parks. More importantly, if you've ever been in line for a ride like Space Mountain, you may have noticed a weird alien language up on the wall. And this is, yes, in fact, a secret code that Disney has hidden for our secret code enjoyment, and it's also number 5 on our list, by the way. The secret alien symbols are a code, and the key to deciphering this very mysterious code is actually in your pocket or your hand right now. Everyone, if you have not downloaded the Play Disney Parks app yet, what are you even doing? Especially in Galaxy's Edge, it's a lot of fun there. But the Play Disney Parks app is an amazing way to spend time while you're waiting in line for your favorite attraction, playing games with your friends and families, and sometimes unlocking super secret effects that happen in line, like in the actual attraction queue. And so I ask you all, if you want to decode this mysterious language, go ahead and download the Play Disney Parks app and hop in line for Space Mountain. The game is called Space Race, and you can create and build and upgrade your own spaceship to compete in the space race and hopefully win it if you're the best. And if you're standing in line with everybody, you get to compete with other people standing in line for Space Mountain. The codes that you see adorning the show building are actually cheat codes to help you sort of speed up your upgrades and win the race faster. So while these strange alien hieroglyphics do not decode into a super secret alien hieroglyphic language, they do decode into secrets that help you win a game. So I mean, that's pretty close. But these aren't really secret codes as much as they are Easter eggs or, helpful hints to help you in a game. Let's move from Tomorrowland to New Orleans Square to discuss another code that is actually one that you may have to decipher and listen for as you walk past the Haunted Mansion. See, I mentioned it, I win. We all agree that New Orleans Square is the best land at Disneyland, right? Right? It's full of amazing history, set dressing, attractions, restaurants, John Lafitte references. It's everywhere, guys, and there's jazz music playing, Club 33's there. What else? Oh yeah, the railroad. Now I've talked about this one briefly in the past, but it bears mentioning because it's one of the most popular codes at Disneyland. I'm sure a lot of you guys know where I'm going with this. The railroad station Morse code. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, have a listen. Now, what does that sound like to you? And if you said Morse code, you would be correct, and you've been paying attention this whole video. Or maybe. Now, Morse code is how railroad stations would communicate to and from each other back in the day. So it makes sense you'd hear a message being received or sent, I'm not really quite sure which one it is, from this New Orleans railroad station. But it's not financial numbers, it's not a news update, it's not correspondence, but it's actually a very important piece of Disney history. It's actually this piece of Disney history. Walt Disney's speech from the opening day of Disneyland on July 17th of 1955. A historic and iconic speech that many Disney fans from around the globe know and love. One that you can still hear in the parks to this very day if you know where to go. That place is, of course, the New Orleans Square train station, and the code being typed out in Morse is Walt's speech. And if you know how to translate Morse, you can probably find out where it starts and stops, but I have no idea, so I don't. Walt's opening day speech from Disneyland is often imitated but never duplicated. Unless, of course, you're standing near the train station in New Orleans Square. In that case, it would be duplicated, just through Morse. But hey, if any of you out there know how to translate Morse code, please let me know how long it takes to get through this whole speech in Morse code, because I know it takes longer to type it out than it does to say it, so I wonder how long it takes to get through the speech. For those of you who can't get down to New Orleans Square quite yet, you can also hear it at the Main Street train station in Walt Disney World at the Magic Kingdom. You know, when the train eventually opens up. Off the top of my head, there's one other use of Morse code in the parks that's very apparent, and that's in Spaceship Earth, the best Second best ride at Epcot. This message not an opening day speech by Walt Disney, but instead a news report of a golden spike being driven into the ground at Promontory Point, Utah, signaling the end and the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad. This really happened also, by the way. This isn't just a scene in Spaceship Earth. So if you know or learn Morse code, you'll be able to decode these messages and amaze your friends when you're riding Spaceship Earth or the Disneyland Railroad. But will you be able to intercept all of the Morse code transmissions,
Delta 3 11 Alpha Alpha End.
Oh, hey guys, don't worry about me. I am just decoding the secrets of the Temple of the Forbidden Eye with this handy dandy decoder card that I got from Disneyland in 2019. What is this decoder card and what does it help me decode? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go take a look. These are special Indiana Jones Adventure decoder cards that were handed out by cast members in 2019. On the front, they feature the Temple of the Forbidden Eye secret hieroglyph language, and on the back, a place to write the sentence you're trying to decode. They were handed out when the ride opened in 1995, but shortly after, cast members stopped giving them out, and they just sort of faded into Disneyland collector obscurity, until recently when I got my hands on one, and many others did as well. You just had to ask a cast member. Oh, and the message that Doofus was trying to decode earlier? That's an easy one. It says, Mara shall guide you through the doorway of your most secret desire in the Chamber of Destiny. See, it's really simple. But that's not the only weird language you can find at the Disney parks. Stitch's Great Escape used to have its own Alien Federation language. I mean, used to. It's gone now. He's scrapped. And more recently, you have Aurebesh in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, the fictional language used in the Star Wars universe. And there's also this weird Aurebesh English mashup that they use for cast members' ID tags and different signs around the land. It's very interesting to look at and sort of try to decipher in your head what letters mean what. So if you like cracking codes or you're a linguist, I guess, head over to Galaxy's Edge or the Indiana Jones Adventure and try your hand at decoding some of these messages. And who knows, maybe at some point you'll find a hidden Easter egg along the way. I won't tell. It's pretty cool though, and I highly recommend taking a look. And now, on to number 2. Now here are some codes my cast member friends may recognize. These aren't codes you'll see in any attractions, but you may hear them as you're walking through the park. You see guys, cast members have their very own special sort of language they use to communicate various informational tidbits to each other, a secret language that people like you and I just can't possibly hope to decode. That is, until we put on our hacker glasses and enter the wonderful world of the internet and Google what the codes mean. First, we'll start with some really easy ones. You guys all know on stage are the places the guests are able to access, places where the theming is big and the music is playing. Backstage, on the other hand, is where the cast members go. Backstage is the place where the illusion of a turn-of-the-century Main Street is broken, and instead you see trash collection and docked Jungle Cruise boats. I've seen those before, it's pretty cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and assume that all of you know what onstage and backstage mean respectively. Let's get down though to the real nitty gritty. The stuff that Disney doesn't want you to know, starting with the white powder alert. And it's not what it sounds like, believe me. Now I've talked about this in videos before very briefly, and also on my podcast, Foolish Mortals, I co-host with Disney Dan. So let's talk about ashes.
Right.
So, multiple occasions have passed. Mostly in Disneyland, where people are sneaking the cremated ashes of their deceased loved ones onto the mansion. Now, how you get them in there? I suppose you put the urn in a backpack, maybe? Right.
They're in a Ziploc bag, dude. You're not bringing in like a brass urn
What's there
to Disneyland.
Check it out. It's a lot of fun. But yes, people do try to dump ashes in various Disneyland attractions, and that's what the white powder is, not the other white powder. You also have a code V, or a protein spill, which means yes, somebody is barfing on a ride and you need to get over there and clean it up ASAP. A signal 25 means that a cast member has spotted smoke or fire on the premises that is not inside Pirates of the Caribbean and a fake effect. Remember that time Main Street caught on fire? Oh, those were the days. A Signal 70 to report a lost child, or as we all know at the Disney parks, a lost parent. And a treasured guest is someone generally being a nuisance in the park and causing trouble, that you need to get out as soon as possible. Again, these codes could be wrong or could have been changed since this article was written. I'd love for some cast members who do know to let me know down in the comments below, and let me know if I missed any of them. I know I did, but like, which ones specifically are your favorite codes to use at the Disney parks? These are like some negative, sad, scary codes. What are some codes you use when you're going to make a guest's day and give them a free fast pass or something like that? Let me know. But now let's move on to the final piece of the puzzle, the last of the code to crack. Everybody, now we move on to number
8 Alpha.
Alright, I saved the fun one for last. You guys, this is a really super cool Easter egg in Space Mountain that I found that is sort of a code that references other attractions in an attraction. Okay, I may not have found it, but I sure as heck am reporting on it. Now, Starport 75, as we're all familiar, I think, is the designation of the actual space station that we're entering according to the story of the attraction. But this ride's queue is chock full of codes, including these ones. These are the important ones right here. Now the image is a little small, but the closed sectors are important. FL, Fantasyland, 20K, 20,000 Leagues. FL, MTWR, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, and then you have TL, SK2FL, which of course is the abbreviation for Tomorrowland, Skyway to Fantasyland. The closed sectors in Space Mountain are extinct attractions in the Magic Kingdom, like you have Main Street USA, Swan Boats, SB. I'm gonna leave the other two for you guys to figure out. There's also a list of open sectors, which is a little harder to see, but you can see the mini adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Aladdin's Flying Carpets, and Mickey's PhilharMagic going down the list. Again, I'll leave the last three for you guys to decode. I saved this one for last because I love when Disney makes references to extinct attractions, and they have a whole list of them right there while you're waiting in line. And new open attractions, but you know, also the closed ones like Mr. Toad. There's also traffic codes, with the last one on the list being a reference to Buena Vista Street. And then of course you have Disney's Hyperion Resort, a reference to, of course, the resort hotels, the Hyperion Supercluster, and the street that housed the original Walt Disney Studios lot. There are so many fun Easter eggs, codes, and even special effects to look at in the queue for Magic Kingdom Space Mountain. I can't even begin to list them all. The actual ride, on the other hand, is subpar compared to Disneyland's, if I do say so myself. But the queue? Oh, it's incredible. And that finishes off the list of 5 secret codes, 5 or more secret codes that you can decipher yourself at the Disney parks. Very fun. And remember, if I missed any codes like the end of Space Mountain at the Magic Kingdom, let me know, because I definitely did not cover that one. Even though I should have. That's a good idea. Dang it. I had a lot of fun talking about these codes, and I hope you guys did too. And so, until next time, everybody remember, keep in mind that there are always more codes to uncover. I'm sure you missed one or two in this video. There's a lot. Hello everybody, I hope you enjoyed the scavenger hunt. There are a lot of codes hidden in this video. I've kind of lost track as to how many I put in there, but if you guys can find them all, I'll do something. Probably. Some are definitely more obvious than others, but I promise they're in there. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you're new around here and want more videos like this, please smash that subscribe button, destroy it, and check out the Foolish Mortals podcast. I posted a clip earlier in this video. If that interests you and you thought it was fun, there's way more where that came from. And of course, if you want access to videos earlier than most people, head over to my Patreon, and even just $1 will get you access to most of the perks, including early access to episode audio and even video previews. Links are, as always, in the description down below. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Offhand Disney, and I'll see you all in the next one with less codes. Goodbye.